Welcome to iDateMedia.com. I'm Michael Allen, and this is episode number 10. In this episode, we're going to do a walkthrough of the dating software demo. Let's get into it. So what I have here is, this is the default template for the dating software. As you can see, it's a long form template, and it allows you to have different things on the form itself, including login, which you can click on, and it pops the login screen. You can also click on the quick search, which will show the results. Once you click on register, you can go ahead and your members can register here. So this is all based on the custom profiles that you create within the admin area, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. But there's three sections to the profile. There's the basic information, additional details, and additional questions. These questions are your custom profile questions that you can put in. With the basic profile questions, you can hide these so that if you don't want to have Skype, you can hide that. Same thing for additional details. We have default dating profile questions. They're generic, so obviously you're going to want to change these because you're starting a niche dating site, so you need to have niche dating questions. So if, for example, if you're starting a hiking website for people that love to hike, then you want to have hiking related profile questions, and you can do that here. So your custom profile questions will show up here, drop downs I should say, and the additional questions here, which would be multiple choice and text box and text field questions. So once you create your profile questions, they'll show up here on registration, as well as edit profile once the user is already logged in. So again, this is a long form template. We have other templates, but this is the default one that you get when we install the software. The next template that you could use is Chorused, which is our second newest template, which is also semi-long form. Let's go ahead and log in here. Once you get into the dating software demo, this is basically what your users are going to see when they log in. The first section right in here is called Browse. This is a hot or not function that we put into the software. So users can click on photos of members that they're interested in. So for example, what you see on the screen now, it's a fake member obviously for the demo, but if the member sees a photo, he's like, yes, I'm interested. If the user clicks on yes, then the person, as in this example, Stacy Q, she would receive a notification that this member was interested in her. So if you skip, then it skips to the next user. So we have Crazy Betty here. So the user can say, yes, I'm interested, or can skip and go to the next one. As far as if a user doesn't want to see females within a specific age range, the user can set the age filter over here on the right. So all they need to do is click on the filter button, and you can set your preferences there, whether it's male, female, both, and then you can just move the slide bar to whatever age range you want, 53 through 77, 18 through 77, or just default, and click save, and then it will adjust and show you all those profile photos within that filter. Below the browse section is the update section. This section is where all of the updates from your friends will show up. Now you have to be a friend in order to see these updates. So when you send a user a friend request, which is this first icon here, this user is already added, but you can remove the friend or add it. So once they add the friend and they accept it, their updates will show up right here. So updates include updating a profile status, adding a photo, upgrading membership, or whatever. There's a laundry list of update functions that show up here. Underneath the update section is the profile stats. Here you can see the profile views. This is the number of views that you've had. In this example, Saturday, there were 5 member views on your profile. Winks, favorites, and friends. Works the same way. On the top left, you have who viewed me. These are the profiles that have viewed your profile. And obviously with every photo that you see, every thumbnail, you can click on it and actually go to that user. Below the Who Viewed Me is the quick search. Self-explanatory. Takes you to the quick search. For an advanced search, you can click the more options. Now the more options will come from whatever your profile questions are, and I'll get to that here in just a few minutes in the admin area. So back to the user's dashboard. Members that are online. This is self-explanatory. It shows you all the members that are online. Manager, the username that I'm logged in as, shows you just the manager online. The next tab is friends. These are the friends that you have. Obviously, if a user is on your site and they're adding friends, those friends will show up here. Flirt, these are all the profiles that you flirted with. These are the matches based on the system algorithm. Favorites, these are profiles that you've favorited. You've viewed the profile and you've added them to your favorites. Also, when you click on browse, when you're interested in another profile, it automatically adds that profile to your favorites. Viewed me, this is basically the same as over here in the left-hand side box. Request, these are friend requests and other requests that come in here. So anytime a new request come in, they're going to show up in the request area. You as a member can approve or reject that. Tags, these are just profile tags that people have added that you can search for different things within your member base. And gifts, these are all the gifts that you've received. I'll walk you through how the gifts are sent here in just a couple seconds. So you can delete these gifts that people send you, but these are where the gifts will show up. And in the admin area, there's a place where you can add these gifts, and I'll show you that as well. So let's go ahead and click on a profile. This is the actual profile view. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that all of the options for like flirts, astrology, browse, the hot or not function, all these things can be turned on or off via the admin area, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. But this is the profile view. It shows their astrology sign based on their birth date. Icons for adding, removing friends, sending a flirt, adding to favorites, sending an email, tipping a friend, and a virtual gift. So when you're looking at a profile, you can send them a gift and it pops up and you just select one of the predefined gifts. These are what's already in there. You can add more if you want to via the admin area. So we'll go ahead and click submit and it says successfully sent. So going down, we can look at more profile details. We can look at their basic details, some of their timeline things. These are the updates that they put out, their friends, their photos, their audio, and their video if they had it. Scrolling down, we can get all their profile details as well as some of their blogs. At the bottom, you can view the top 10 women and top 10 men, but above that is their average score because other profiles can rate profiles. These show up at the bottom of all the profiles. So let's move over to the email area. So anytime you receive an email notification, an email from someone, you get an external notification as well as an internal notification that pops up in the bottom right-hand corner. If you're not logged in, obviously you're not going to see that. But these are the emails. These are test emails, but you can click on an email, click on the subject. You could reply to the email. I have one you request. These are menu items up here. You can see who's online now. Another component is the upgrade function. Over in the upgrade area, we've added this is where the Trustalized Confidence System comes in. I've done a podcast. There's also blogs that I've written about Trustalized on how you can improve your trust and transparency and your brand by using the Trustalized Confidence System. So with the Trustalized Confidence System in the dating software, each member can review their transaction. Meaning, if they upgrade their membership, they can review that transaction. They've got 30 days to review that transaction. If they upgrade again, they can review the transaction. So for every transaction that they make, they can review it. If they buy a 1-month membership, they'll be able to do another transaction review in 30 days. If they buy a year membership, they can do it once a year. So this confirms that the user is actually using the system. So with the Trustalized Confidence System, It pulls the details from the payment gateway. For example, if the member buys with PayPal, PayPal issues a transaction ID. We take that ID and post it to Trustalized. That is a confirmed transaction, and from a confirmed user, and the user can then post that review based on that. Now, to the right of that is Review Us. This is an area, this is an unconfirmed review, but it allows the user a one-time review of your dating site, and they can issue 1 star through 5 stars. It really depends on your service. Hopefully you're doing a good job and your members are posting 4 and 5 star reviews. They can enter their first name, the review title, review description, and here is the video review. Clicking on that icon will pop up a video screen where it'll ask for access to your video camera, and at that point your member can record a 30-second video review of your dating website. And like the text review, once it's submitted, it goes to your dating site's company profile page at trustalized.com, and then it's posted to the Trustalized blockchain. So you've got 2 review components here. These are designed to create a better reputation, trust, transparency, and it's something that you should be promoting on your dating site, allowing your members to do this. If you're doing the right stuff, then your members are going to leave good reviews. So we've got a couple menu systems. There are 2 custom menu systems in the system that the users have. So here we've got a menu over on the left-hand side, as well as another custom menu. These are custom menus that you can modify within the admin area. Now, some of these things you can't change. You can't change dashboard, inbox, my profile, my info, my matches, but you can add and change all the other things in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the admin area. One of the unique things about the dating software is the ability to create your own custom profile questions. And so within the settings area, under Manage Profile Questions, you'll see 4 sections. These sections are where you create your custom profile questions. They can be drop-down questions, multiple choice questions, text box questions, and text field questions. So what you see here under the drop-down questions, these first few drop-down questions, seeking all the way down to drinking, these are the default profile questions that are in the software. You can hide these if you don't want to use them. We have these in there as default because some dating site owners may want to use these profile questions, so we have them there. If you don't want to use, say, social group, you can hide it. It won't show up on the profile view, and it won't show up on registration or edit profile. All you need to do is simply hide or unhide the profile questions that are already there. Below that, you'll see that I've created one called Automobile. This was just a test, but anytime you create a new drop-down question, it will show up in the drop-down section where all the other drop-down questions are. So the next section is multiple choice questions. Here you can create your own multiple choice questions. They'll show up on the profile view as well as registration and edit profile. Same thing for text box questions and text field questions. So to create one, all you do is select the format that you want, and to the right here you'll just select your options and click save, and it will put that there. Each profile question that you create will show up on registration, edit profile, and profile view. If your dating site is set to auto approve profiles, you're not going to get a tab here for approving profiles, but you should be manually approving profiles, and when you do, they're going to show up here under approved profiles. Once the profile is submitted, you can look at all the profile details, scroll down and click on approve, reject, or skip, and then submit. So it'll cycle through all the profiles until that's completed. Settings and set parameters. This is where you kind of set up your dating site how you want it to be. One thing is the modules config. This is where you turn things on and off. As I mentioned before, browse, which is the hot or not function, you can turn it on or off here. Once it's off, you won't be able to see it on your site. So this is kind of a list. Free mode, if you're running a 100% free site, you want this on. If you're a paid site, you want it off. Groups, forums, you name it. All the functions that you can turn on and off, you can do right here. General options. This is an area where you can set profiles to be manually approved or auto-approved, as well as photos, blog posts, forums, and stuff like that. A lot of people ask about, does the software offer a free trial? Yes, it does. It's called Trial Premium, and -1 is the default answer, which allows, which is a no free trial. That means no one's going to get days of free premium membership when they register. You could also, once you activate, if you say, I want 7 free days for my members, you would put a 7 there in the trial premium, and then you would select a gender. If you want both to have a free trial, just choose both. You can also have it for female or male. As we talked about earlier, there's all these templates that are in the dating software. The default right now that we see is called Blusk. That's the pink version. There's also Chorist, which is our second. These are 2 premium themes. They're included in the software, and you can simply change your template by selecting the one that you want and clicking update. Be sure to delete your cookies because it does use a cookie to set that template. Other information is there. Skype integration. If you want to use Skype, which your users can add their Skype profile to their profile, and users can see that, and they can select who can see it, their friends or public. Some of the other things, let's go over to tools and menu bar. This is the custom menu bar that I talked about on the user's dashboard. You can see the top there. You can replace that top header. You can also replace the color code of the header. Say you put in a white top, you don't want a white menu system because it won't show up. So you can change the color bar, the menu text color for the header there. Underneath the header is a sub menu bar. On our demo, it's a green one. You can change it to whatever color you want. And the next item is the hamburger menu items. This is the menu system that you see on the left side. If you can delete these, you can add more. It's entirely up to you. Most people would use them for shortcuts to go and do different things like upgrade, advanced search, or whatever. So you could do that there. The menu system below here at the bottom is the top right menu system that I spoke about. Now what this does is, this one's a little bit different because it allows you to use font awesome codes. So if you remember looking at the user side, there were icons next to the menu items. Well, you basically just put the font awesome code in these boxes and you would get a custom menu icon along with your custom menu. So you can add more, you can delete the ones that are defaulted in there and create your own custom menu system. Another function that we have that people are curious about is the GIFs. These are the digital GIFs that other members can send other members. These are the GIFs that are in there. You could delete these or you can add as many as you want. It doesn't matter. If you're hiking, again, if you're a hiking dating site, then you'll probably want something hiking related. So always use what is relevant to your dating site, the niche that you're in. That way you're kind of making it all your own. Let's go over to the Trustalize system. So as I mentioned in the dashboard area, where the review system is set up. So this is where you set up that Trustalize system. So Trustalize requires a subscription, and all dating software customers get a free unlimited subscription there, so you don't have to pay for that. It's a great tool to build up your reputation, as I said earlier. So once you set up your account at Trustalize, you just bring that information back over here, which includes the email that you registered with, along with the serial key that you're given at Trustalize. Once you save changes, it creates your company profile page over at Trustalize, and then all your reviews will start being sent to that company profile page. Again, be sure to listen to my podcast about the Trustalize Confidence System, as well as the blog post that I've written about it. It's really good information that you'll want to know. Now, within the Trustalize system, this is something that separates us apart from other dating software providers, is that we're out here trying to help you build a reputable dating site. And so that's why Trustalize is in there. That's why the review components are in there. We're trying to give you tools to make you successful. So part of the Trustalized confidence system is the Scandalized function. What this does is we have a huge database. It's 15 years and growing. It's the world's largest machine learning database of known scammers, and it logs IP addresses, usernames, email addresses, profile text, and photos. So what'll happen here is if you enable this, that when someone registers on your dating site, it will scan those details against the database. If there's a match inside the database, it blocks them at the IP level. This user will not be able to log onto this site or register on this site because their IP address has now been blocked. If for some reason it was a false positive, you can unblock them down here below. So you can also block, maybe you're going to allow people to register and log in, but maybe you don't want them to check out without being scanned. So you've got a couple options there. If you're scanning users and you're blocking users with a Scandalized function, you're going to cut down on chargebacks. The dating space is notorious for chargebacks. It's because there's a lot of scammers out there. Again, we have these tools to help you be successful. It scans for them. It uses machine learning, and it compiles all this data, and it scans against it. So if they're on there, they're going to get blocked. If they're blocked, they can't use your site. They can't use a stolen credit card. They're not going to be able to harm your site reputation-wise like that. Your credit card processor, if you're using PayPal or 2Checkout, CC Bill, whatever it is, they're going to love you for it because they don't want to see chargebacks. The fewer chargebacks you have, the better off you're going to be, the better relationship you'll have with your credit card processor. So use it. It's included. It's not going to cost you anything. The other part is invitations. Now, the way the invitations work is that you can send out invitations to your members. Maybe your members maybe they're buying a membership and they're not leaving you a review. Well, send them an invitation. And this is kind of forcing them to look at it and say, okay, maybe I should leave a review. If you're doing great stuff, you're not hiding things, you're not scamming people, then you're going to want people leaving great reviews. Send these review invitations out. When the review invitations are out, the members will leave the review. And again, it goes to your company profile page over at trustlies.com. So some of the other things that we have, let's go ahead and look at send an admin email. This allows you to send emails out to your members, and you can pick and choose some of the things. Maybe I want to choose standard members. Maybe I want to help them by upgrading. You don't want to send to premium members. They've already paid, so you can select standard members and then send an email to all the standard members. Maybe you want to offer them a discount to upgrade, so you can do that here. You can do an internal or external. You can send it internal to their inbox that's on the dating site, or you can send it to their external email address. I do have a podcast where I talk about utilizing this tool, utilizing this tool to send mass emails out, making sure that you use your secondary IP so that your main IP on your dating site doesn't get blacklisted. Be sure to listen to that podcast. So those are kind of the basic functions of the admin area and the basic functions of the user side. Again, you've got on the user side, you've got search, you've got profile view. You can report the user. If you report the user, an email is going to be sent to the admin to have a look at the profile. Maybe the admin missed something when approving the profile. Maybe there's some inappropriate stuff. Once the report is clicked, email is sent, admin can take a second look at this profile. Above that, you can see they're offline. Once they're online, that will switch to online. They can also block the user. Maybe they don't want to receive any more emails. So as far as some of the other areas, you've got reports. You can run Cupid report, which sends out emails to all members about their matches. You've got the admin guide. You can browse profiles. You can look at your demographics and see how many males you have, how many females, how many, and the registered versus profile breakdown. All of your affiliates, if you're going to run an affiliate program, you could set all that up here. Events as well, if you're running some events for your speed dating, you can do that. Speed dating is an old school function that doesn't really get used much, but it is in there if you want to use it. So that's kind of it for the demo. It's like I said, you can use any template that you want. Each template has its own unique front page and its own unique color coding on the inside. Custom menu systems. One of the things that I did leave out was the profile update. So users can do a status update. That's right here in the top header area. Once they click update, it'll show up on all their friends' updates area, as well as on their profile. So that's kind of it for the dating software demo. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. I'm Michael Allen, and this is iDateMedia.com.